What is up, Effort Outdoors? The time has come. Christmas once a month. MTB Pro Bass Box. February 2018. If you don't know what month Mystery Tackle Box is, it's a monthly subscription box. The Pro Box costs $24.95 a month. You can edit it at any time. You can change your species at any time. They also have just a regular Mystery Tackle Box. I think it's 14 or 15 bucks. So let's dig into this. Like always, catch a win program. Catch a fish, one of these baits, take a picture of it on this measuring tape, send it to Instagram. It gives you the hashtags to use, and it'll enter you in a weekly contest. So catch a fish, try to win some free stuff. Why not? So let's dig through here. Look for the bait card. This is the Dibble Digest Tips and Tricks from MTB. On the other side of it is the What's in Your Box itemized list with the MSRP value of each bait. You open this up. It tells you about the contests that they have going on right now. Check those out. And then inside is just a looks like a little puzzle, and then top 11 excuses to skip work and go fishing. I'm gonna have to put that in my wallet. And then it talks about crankbaits versus lipless crankbaits versus regular ones, and then when to use a spinning reel versus a bait casting reel. So it just got basic information that you can learn. So there you go. So we'll keep that out because that's got the list. So I'm gonna skip one of these till last because I'm gonna do a small demonstration. Last month we got the Carolina kit in the MTB box, and I had several people ask me why I didn't rig one of those up to show you guys how it's supposed to go and how it's supposed to look. So with some of the contents that's inside this box, the last couple I'm gonna switch around. So I got a fishing pole here and some cutters. I'm gonna tie it up, show you how I do it. So let's start off with the very first one. It's the Vacara by Lucky John. Lipless crankbait, sinking. That's what it looks like in the package. Made in Japan, like all Lucky John stuff. Usually the Japan stuff is good stuff, people. Let's get this bad boy out. So right off the rip, it's a smaller lipless crankbait. It says Vacara 62. I'm not real sure what that means. 62 millimeter. There you have it. 13 grams. Sinks. Says 1 to 5 meters. Smaller baits, got smaller hooks, so use on light line like tackle, so you don't straighten those out. Little bait, little rattles, makes perfect sense. So for you guys that's all iced up, you're getting ready to have your melt off getting ready to happen, this will be a perfect bait to use. For us Midwest guys where it's freezing one day, ice on the ponds and lakes, and then 50 degrees the next day, this is also a great bait. Because as that water warms up, them fish are going to start lifting off the bottom, and you can slow roll this a couple feet off the bottom, or you can yo-yo it up and down, kind of like that Death Stalker they sent us. So yeah, it's a pretty cool bait. Very, very detailed. I like the colors on it. Very natural colored. Really sharp hooks. That's what that looks like. That retails for $9.99, so 10 bucks. Second thing we got is Mad Tom by Phenom. Oh, here we go. by Venom, not Phenom, Venom. That's what was throwing me off. They're calling this the Ben rig. So you all know the Ned rig. So here's the package on it. Pro Series bait, Ben rig system. Says on the back here, it's got a description of what it is and how to use it. It says it's for largemouth, smallmouth, walleye, and other freshwater species. To fish it, the head of your choice, throw the rig out, let it sink on slack line, and watch for a tick. That's pretty specific. Watch for a tick. Many times you will not even notice a tick, but still feel weight at the end when you're reeling it in. It's a fish. Then it tells you right on here, do not set the hook. Simply reel down, take the slack out, and then continue reeling. The rig will set itself due to the small hook size. So let's open this up. It's a pretty cool looking bait. Kind of looks like a cross between a Hellgrammite and a beaver tail. Then they give you one little mushroom head stand-up jig. So the tails, I don't know if I'm supposed to separate that or not, but the nature in me wants to. So there you have it. It's like a silver gray, translucent with purple flake in it. I don't know if you can see that purple flake or not. So looks like it's a 1/4 to 3/16 ounce jig head that they send in there with a little wire bait keeper on it. And we'll just thread that on there. Slide it up on that keeper. And then there you have it. So then that guy will sit just like that. And I'm guessing with those tentacles and these tails on there, the natural current of the water will move everything and get the fish to strike. So Mad Tom by Venom, $4.99 a pack. Next we've got Stan Sloan Zorro Baits swim jig, mouse head swim jig, wire trailer keeper for no slip. Stan Zorros. This is the Wesley Schrader mouse head swim jig. That's a lot. Looks like it is a 1/4 ounce. Great colors in it. Pretty much got everything that I want in colors on it. So it's got white, blue, orange, with a really long weed guard. I don't know why that weed guard is so long, but pretty good looking jig. It's got some nice eyes, not painted on eyes, glued on eyes. Stan Sloan jig, that's a $5 jig. So there you have it. Next we got by V&M called the Flat Wild. Wild Thing, green pumpkin, Flat Wild. There's that. Guess these were designed by Bassmaster champion Cliff Pace. Got a little bio on the back. So usually Mr. Tackle Box pairs things up to go together. It says these are super scented. I'm not real sure what that means. We're about to find out though. Whew. Yeah, they are super scented. So it's a creature bait. green pumpkin, black flake. Pretty neat looking. Got these little ribs on the side, pinchers and tails. And I'm assuming that they're going to want you to trail this swim jig with this wild thing. So just like any other jig, thread it on. That thing's hard to hold on to. So there you go. It's a good looking setup. Guaranteed that'll catch some fish. Come pre-spawn for sure. Some of you guys where the water's warm enough for the bass to be that active. It'll work right now. It'll probably be a month or so before where I'm at the fish get real active. You see on this jig head, going back to this jig head, now I know why they call it a mouse jig head. See if I can't zoom in on that, but it looks like a mouse. So those V&M baits, those are $5 a pack. Next we got the Castatic BD series, which is Boyd Duckett Popper. BD Popper 80. So it looks like in the pack. I have a BD Walker, medium sized one, and I love it. It's a great topwater bait. I don't know why Mystery Tackle Box is sending me topwater stuff right now, because a little early in the year. It looks like it's got a big BB in the back, double chamber. Makes a lot of noise, very loud. Pretty sturdy hooks on it. Translucent yellow, red, bluegill, kind of like a bluegill pattern. So there's that. That's going for $7. $7 a pack. Alright, let's get into the nitty gritty of this box. So, I watched a couple Mystery Tackle Box videos because mine was a couple days late getting here, and the curiosity got to me. And I seen that everybody got these Biospawn Exo Sticks. Get one of these guys out. It's a ribbed stick bait. You can rig it up a million different ways. And those come in a 8-count pack for $6. $6. Biospawn. Enhanced with Bioscent. That color is called the Feeder Shad. Feeder Shad color. Next we have Stickies, Drop Shot, Wacky Rig hooks, 2-aught. Those are $3.50 a pack. You all know what a drop shot hook looks like. It's no secret. We got those, $3.50 a pack. And then last we've got Power Spinners. The Other Bling by Carl Stash Mystery Tackle Box brand. And those are stick bait spinners. You basically screw them into the end of your stick bait, give it a little more flash. It's got a willow leaf and a regular leaf. Says it'll drive the bucket mouths bananas. So that's pretty much the box. When it comes to this Wacky Rig drop shot rig, so I brought, alright, so like I was saying about the Carolina rig, I didn't want a bunch of you guys asking me how I tie my drop shots or wackies. And for that matter, the Nico, it's pretty much all the same. I'm going to start off with the drop shot, and then I'll cut the leader off, and I'll show you how I do my wackies, and I'll show you how I do my Nicos with 97% of my stick baits. I found where I live, those 3 rigs on the stick baits are by far more effective than the Carolina rig or Texas rigging one in my area. Might be different for you guys, but so when you tie your drop shot, the only way I know to do it is with a Palomar knot. Palomar knot, you always hold the hook gap out, go through the eyelet once, come back through the eyelet the other way, give yourself plenty of line. I usually try to have about a foot to 18 inches of leader on my drop shot. Palomar knot. So you got your line doubled through going through the hook, loop end on one, tag end on the other, and the main line on the other. We'll tie a simple square knot. You pull it down almost tight. You'll have a loop here. You take that loop, get my hook turned here, take that loop and go over your hook and back to the end to where it's like that. I let mine down and pull it tight. There's the Palomar knot. Now the trick that I've learned with the drop shot is that you take your tag end and go back through the hook with the hook point up, go back through the hook down like that, and that'll make your hook sit like that. Alright, so that's the hook part. Now when it comes to tying my weight on, I tie a different knot. A lot of people tie Palomars for both. Some people use a blood knot. I use just a simple cinch knot, not an improved clinch, not a modified clinch, just a regular clinch knot. So what I'll do is go through the eyelet, and I'll take the tag end around the line 5 or 6 times. Then take that tag end back through the loop at the weight, and I will pull down on the tag and up on the main and cinch that down. Now the reason I tie that knot there is because this knot is not as strong as a Palomar knot. Palomar knot's one of the strongest knots you can tie. So if you are to get this hung up in the rock, you'll break it off there and not here and lose your hook and your weight. You'll just lose the weight. So, and as you can see, that's how it's going to be. So from there, depending on your preference for this video, I'm just going to hook it the way that it is. I'm calling this the head, mushroom end on the tail, and I will just nose hook that right through and let it sit in that dip right there. So as you're dragging this, you're bouncing this through the water, this thing's going to have its own action and will keep you that high off the bottom. Very, very effective setup. Drop shot's world renowned. Everybody knows about drop shot, and if you don't, well, I'm glad you're watching this video so you'll know about it. So that's my drop shot setup. That's how I roll with that. Cut this tag off, and most of us use the same hooks for drop shots and for the wacky. and for the Nico for that matter. Some people like to use a little bit longer of a shanked hook for the Nico. I found that I like to switch back and forth from the Wacky to the Nico. So here you have the Wacky rig hook tied on with the Palomar knot. Take your stick bait, try to find center, and go right through the bait and back up. And that's what it'll look like. So as you're swimming this through the water, you'll bounce it, it'll flutter as you're swimming it, but then as it falls, these will do that the whole way down. And I found that on, like most baits, you're going to get most of your hits on the fall. So that's how I rig my Wacky. And then for the Nico, I leave it the same way. Not chewing tobacco. I don't like using nail weights or pushing drop shot weights into the end of the head or nail weights because I've found that as you catch fish and they're slinging the bait about, the actual weight will fly out of the bait, and then your bait, once it comes out, it's hard to get it to stay back in there. I've tried heating them up and everything. What I found is these little machine screws, silver machine screws, they stay in there great. And you just twist it in there. I use silver ones because it tends to give you a little bit of flash. And it gives it a head. So now when you're fishing that thing, it's still going to float like the Wacky, but it's going to fall straight down and stand there like a Ned rig. Float it, let it stand. And they love it. They absolutely love it. Now, I'm not 100% for sure if one of them O-ring tools will work on these exo baits or not, but that's how I rig my Nico. I use machine screws in the heads. Very, very effective. That's probably one of my favorite ways to catch fish is on the Nico. It's you fish it a little bit faster than the Wacky, but in the dead dog days of summer, that'll catch fish when other things won't. So here's one of those stick bait spinners. So since I'm already going through this tutorial on the stick bait here, go ahead and stick that in the other end of it. And it screws in. Try to get it right in the center. Like that. So I know that's a pretty wild looking setup, but I guarantee you it'll catch fish. That is everything a bass can't stand right there. And they will hit it. I promise they will hit it. So as you're swimming this guy, that's going to be fluttering. Its head's going to be attracting some sunlight. The action of the bait's going to be getting their attention. And when you bring it to a stop, it's going to sit there. And this thing's just going to kind of move around, and as soon as you move it, this is going to be the first thing that flashes. So there you have it on that. I usually fish those on 6 to 10 pound line. I think that's 8 pound line. I try to run on the heavy side on my stuff because I'm kind of an aggressive snag unsetter, so I'll break stuff off. And last but not least in the box, we have the Biospawn sticker. It's a pretty cool sticker. Probably one of my favorite stickers that they've sent so far. Pretty neat deal there. So we're looking at, there you have it for the February box, Mystery Tackle box, Bass Pro box. The overall total for this wound up being $43.94 or something like that, for just under $44. I'll put it on the screen right now, right there. And I'm pretty happy with this box. Mystery Tackle box has not let me down very much. I'm still not quite sure about the top water popper. Most of the ponds around here still have a little bit of ice, but everything else makes sense. I mean, it's just about swim jig time. This is, you can use this all year round. It's bottom bait. This makes sense. I've been catching them on stuff like this. I really haven't tried any Nico or Wacky. I have done a little bit of drop shotting, but that's with swim baits. So I'm gonna give this a try as soon as I get a chance to. So if you guys like these kind of videos, or you like the instructional part of this video, or if you didn't like the instructional part of this video, just let me know in the comments down below. I like the comments. I like interacting with you guys, whether it's good or bad. Most of the time it's good so far. I want to thank you guys for hitting my first 100 subscribers last week, or towards the end of the week, past weekend. Your support means a lot. I feel like it's about ready to take off here in just a little bit, maybe, I don't know. So, like always, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to this channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave your comments down below. And like always, say F it, get outdoors. Guaranteed it's going to be better than sitting inside doing nothing. See ya!